offense just continues to roll for you guys.
Yeah, very good offensive day, and it started at the top of the lineup with Napchick, and I mean, you run right down the lineup with Metzinger and Masterman and Rushing and those guys. We've been really good. The balance showed up again, 1 through 9 in the lineup, and we had to be, because they were very offensive today. I mean, they did not make it easy on us. They made us earn it, and tip my hat to Northern Kentucky, because they just put together a lot of good at-bats. They put together a lot of 3-2 hits, and then they seem to get some 2-out hits, which is always the dagger when you're one pitch away from getting off the field, and they didn't go away. We kept the lead, but we had to keep extending it, and they kept closing it, and I mean, it was a pretty clean game all the way around.
Moose had a little bit of a shaky start in this game, and then a little bit of a shaky relief outing his last time out. When a guy is struggling like that, what do you tell him in an attempt to help him get out of his form?
Yeah, it's baseball is just a crazy sport. I mean, you address some things. Sometimes you have to make some real adjustments, and when you do, you sometimes go backwards before you go forward. So I know Coach Williams is working with them, and you don't want to make it too big a deal and over-address it, and then they tighten up. But it's about landing the breaking ball. If he can land the breaking ball a little more consistently, then the fastball really plays. And when he's not landing it, he gets in those 3-2 counts, and he's got to go with his best pitch, which is his fastball, and they got to him there. I mean, they put together those 4 runs, and I guess 2 of them were with 2 outs, but credit them, because they had base runners, and they put together a nice inning, and fortunately we were able to fight back right after that.
Another multi-home run outing for you guys. I think it's 28 on the year thus far. Is the power surprising you at all, or is this what you expected?
I don't want to say surprises me. I think you got to give credit to older hitters. It's something we talk a lot about in baseball. You see it in the big leagues. Guys might come out of college, or when they're younger, they might not hit many home runs. And then as they get older, we say power comes with age. So for us to have the 2 fifth-year guys in the lineup, the 2 seniors in the lineup, and Rushing is probably our 1 junior, that's 5 older hitters. And we don't typically have a lot of older hitters. Sophomores are old in our program, and juniors are the oldest at times. But so it's just a combination of just really good hitters. And I will say, they're protecting each other. You don't ever have a great hitter without great hitters around them. And you got to give these guys credit. They're kind of all protecting each other enough, because they've all done enough damage, and just makes it hard for an opposing pitcher to, who you going to pitch around, and then who do you choose to pitch to, because it seems like 1 through 9, when your leadoff hitter is hitting home runs, I think it shows our power and our balance up and down the lineup.
When you've got a week like this, how do you go about retooling your pitching rotation, or just the approach to it in general, knowing you've got 5 games instead of 4, especially with the weekend series coming up against the number 1 team in the country? Yeah,
it's a great situation to be in, because it forces you to pitch more guys and play more guys. And Luke Seed will get his first start of the year, and Luke had some really good starts last year for us. So you never have enough starting pitching, and so I'm looking forward to him running out there, as well as some of the young guys that you saw over the weekend against Michigan. So it'll be not even worrying about the weekend. We got a crosstown rival game tomorrow morning in front of 3,000 screaming students, and it's a fun game. So I was excited about 18 innings in the midweek, and because this is the first time we faced that this year. But it's spring break for us, and our kids got plenty of rest, and I always laugh because they'd rather play the game than practice. I love practice. Not that I don't love the game, but I love practice, and I don't think they love it as much as I do. So they'd rather play another opponent.
Caleb Corvitt gets out of another tough situation. They had bases loaded there and was able to get out of it.
I recognized them in the outfield. You can't just have one closer, especially in college baseball, and you need someone else to get the last 3 outs. And Caleb's been kind of bridging that to get to Persecki, and Persecki's been great, but you can't just live and die off of Persecki. So it's nice to see someone else get the last 3 outs, and it gives me a chance to brag about the history of the program. With Nick Birdie's the closer, Iggy can still get the last 3 outs. And when Zach Birdie's the closer, Hensman can still get the last 3 outs. When Hensman's the closer, Sam Bordner can get the last 3 outs. So with the great history we've had of great closers and the All-Americans and the stopper of the years, they can't save every game. So when someone else can step up, man, that adds to your pitching staff and your depth and your confidence.
How much more confidence does it give you knowing that you put up double-digit runs today and only one guy had multiple runs driven in?
It's just our balance. I mean, it's a good feeling where you don't live and die through the top of the order or the middle of the lineup. I mean, there's plenty of times where the bottom half is, and that takes pressure off the front half or the middle half, however you want to break it down. So it's a good offensive group. I'm really pleased with where they're at and what they're doing, and they just gotta, as we like to say, stick to the process. Let's, every day you got to work on the fundamentals and you got to have the right approach, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing.